A German shepherd followed the boy home. The secret he carried broke his family apart. The late afternoon sun dipped low over the rolling hills of rural Oregon, casting long shadows across the dirt path that wound through the pine forest. 12-year-old Ethan Carter trudged along, his backpack sagging with the weight of textbooks, his sneakers scuffing the ground. His dark hair fell into his eyes, and his shoulders slumped. Another day of whispers and sidelong glances at school, the kind that had followed him since his dad left 6 months ago. The air smelled of pine and damp earth, a familiar comfort, but it couldn't ease the knot in his chest. A rustle broke his thoughts, and he stopped, peering into the trees. A German shepherd emerged, his black and tan coat matted with burrs, his amber eyes sharp but curious. The dog was lean, ribs faintly visible, no collar marking him as owned. He tilted his head, ears perked, and took a tentative step toward Ethan, his tail giving a cautious wag. "Hey, boy," Ethan said, softening despite himself. He crouched, holding out a hand, and the dog sniffed, then edged closer, his nose cold against Ethan's palm. "You lost?" The dog whined, a low sound that tugged at Ethan's heart, and he noticed a limp in the dog's left hind leg. Old maybe, but painful. Poor guy. Ethan glanced around. No owner, no signs of pursuit. The path was his alone, a shortcut home through the woods where he could avoid the bus and its taunts. "Come on," he said, standing. "I'll get you some food." The dog hesitated, then followed, limping slightly, his steps matching Ethan's rhythm. By the time they reached the edge of the forest, the dog was at his heel, a silent companion. The Carter house came into view, a modest 2-story with peeling paint, its yard overgrown since his mom, Lisa, had taken on extra shifts at the diner. Ethan's younger sister, Mia, 7 and full of energy, played on the porch with a battered doll, her brown pigtails bouncing. She spotted him and waved, then froze, eyes widening at the dog. "Ethan, who's that?" she called, scrambling up. "Dunno," Ethan said, dropping his backpack. "Found him in the woods. Hurt leg. Gonna feed him." The German shepherd sat, watching Mia with calm interest, and she giggled, inching closer. "He's big," she said, holding out her doll. "What's his name?" Max," Ethan offered, the first name that came to mind. The dog's ears flicked, and he gave a soft bark as if agreeing. Mia clapped, and Ethan led Max to the back porch, rummaging in the kitchen for leftovers, chicken scraps, a slice of bread. Max ate hungrily, his limp more pronounced as he settled, and Ethan fetched a bowl of water, his mind racing. A dog could be trouble. Mom might say no, but Max's eyes held a quiet trust that softened his resolve. Lisa's car pulled up, tires crunching gravel, and Ethan tensed. She stepped out, her face weary, lines etched deeper since the divorce. "Ethan, what's this?" she asked, spotting Max as she approached. "Found him in the woods," Ethan said quickly. "He's hurt. Needs help. Can we keep him?" Lisa sighed, rubbing her temples. "We can't afford a vet, honey, let alone a dog. He's someone's pet. Got a collar?" "No," Ethan said, his voice small. "He's skinny, limping. Please, Mom, just till we find his owner?" Lisa studied Max, who thumped his tail, gazing up with those soulful eyes. "One night," she said, relenting. "I'll call the shelter tomorrow. Keep him out back. Don't let Mia get too attached." Ethan nodded, relief flooding him, and led Max to a blanket on the porch, the dog settling with a grateful sigh. Night fell, the house quiet except for Mia's giggles as she peeked at Max through the window. Ethan sat with him, stroking his fur, the dog's warmth a comfort against the cold. "You're safe here," he whispered, and Max licked his hand, a bond forming in the dark. But as Ethan drifted to sleep, a memory surfaced. His dad's voice, sharp and angry, the night he'd walked out, leaving a secret Ethan couldn't name. Max's presence stirred it, a shadow he couldn't shake. Morning brought a gray sky, the forest shrouded in mist. Lisa called the shelter, her voice tight, and Ethan fed Max more scraps, his limp seeming better. Mia danced around, naming him Hero, and Ethan smiled, the knot in his chest easing. But as he headed to school, Max followed, limping down the path, refusing to stay behind. "Max, go home," Ethan said, but the dog pressed close, his eyes pleading. Ethan relented, letting him trail, the whispers at school fading under Max's quiet strength. Kids stared, some smiled, and for once Ethan felt less alone. After school, Max was there, waiting by the forest edge, tail wagging. Ethan's heart lifted, but at home Lisa frowned. "He can't follow you. Shelter's coming tomorrow. We've got enough, Ethan." "Please, Mom," he begged. "He's mine. He needs me." Lisa's face softened, then hardened. "No," she said. "He's not ours." Ethan stormed to his room, Max whining outside, and the knot tightened. Max was more than a dog, a link to something lost. That night, Ethan crept out, finding Max on the porch, a note tucked under his blanket, scrawled, urgent. "Keep him safe, he knows." No signature, but the handwriting prickled Ethan's memory, his dad's. His breath caught, the secret stirring. Max carried his father's shadow, and keeping him might break their fragile home apart. The note trembled in Ethan's hands, the scrawled words, "Keep him safe, he knows," burning into his mind under the dim porch light. The Oregon night pressed close, the forest whispering through the pines, and Max sat beside him, his amber eyes steady, as if guarding the secret himself. Ethan's heart raced, the handwriting a ghost of his father, Tom, sharp edges, hurried strokes, the same he'd seen on birthday cards years ago. 6 months since Tom walked out, leaving Ethan, his mom Lisa, and little Mia in a house of silence and strain. Now this, Max, a German shepherd with a limp and no collar, carrying a message that hinted at more. Ethan folded the note, tucking it into his pocket, and glanced at Max. "What do you know, boy?" he whispered. The dog whined, nudging his hand, and Ethan's chest tightened. He couldn't tell Lisa. Not yet. She'd barely agreed to one night, her weary eyes already burdened with diner shifts and bills. The shelter was coming tomorrow, and this note changed everything. Max wasn't just a stray. He was a thread to Tom, a secret Ethan had to unravel. Inside, the house was quiet. Mia asleep, her doll clutched tight, and Lisa in the kitchen, washing dishes with a sigh. Ethan slipped past, Max following to the back porch, settling on the blanket. Ethan sat beside him, stroking his matted fur, the dog's warmth a comfort against the cold. "Dad sent you, didn't he?" he murmured, the idea wild but fitting. Tom had loved dogs, trained German shepherds for search and rescue before the fights, the drinking, the night he'd stormed out with a suitcase and a yell about starting over. Ethan's mind churned. Tom had left no note, no call, just a void. Until Max. The limp, the burrs. Had he been on the run, hiding Max somewhere? The secret could be anything. Money, guilt, a past Ethan didn't know. He needed time, and Max was the key. Morning broke gray, mist clinging to the hills. Lisa emerged, coffee in hand, her face tightening at Max on the porch. "Shelter's calling at 9, she said. "Ethan, take him to the yard. Keep Mia away." Ethan nodded, his stomach knotting, and led Max to the fenced backyard, the dog limping but eager. Mia peeked out, giggling. "Hero's staying!" And Ethan forced a smile, the note burning in his pocket. At school, the whispers persisted. Carter's dad ditched him. Mom's a mess. But Max's memory bolstered him. In art class, he sketched the dog, his lines sharp with focus, the teacher praising his effort. After, he lingered by the forest path, Max waiting, tail wagging despite the limp. "You're stubborn," Ethan said, letting him follow home, the dog's presence a shield against the taunts. Lisa was on the phone when they arrived, her voice sharp. "Yes, brown and black, limping. Pick him up today." She hung up, spotting Max, and sighed. "Ethan, I said no. Shelter's coming. 2 hours." "Please, Mom," he begged, stepping close. "He's hurt. He needs us. I'll pay for vet stuff, mow lawns." "We can't," Lisa snapped, then softened, seeing his eyes. "Honey, I know you miss your dad, but this isn't him. It's a dog, someone's lost pet." "It's not," Ethan said, voice breaking. "Dad sent him. There's a note." He pulled it out, handing it over, and Lisa's face paled, her hands trembling as she read. "Where'd you get this?" she demanded, eyes narrowing. "Under Max's blanket, last night," Ethan said. "It's Dad's writing. I know it." Lisa stared at the note, then Max, her breath shaky. "Tom," she murmured, a mix of anger and pain. "He's got no right, leaving us, then this." She crumpled the paper, tossing it. "Shelter's still coming. This changes nothing." Ethan's heart sank, but he grabbed the note, smoothing it. "It means something, Mom. He wants Max safe. Why else send him?" Lisa turned away, tears brimming, and Ethan knew the secret cut deeper than he'd guessed. That afternoon, Max stayed in the yard, Ethan sitting with him, the dog's head on his lap. Mia joined, hugging Max, whispering, "Hero stays," and Ethan's resolve hardened. The shelter van rumbled up, a man in a gray uniform stepping out, clipboard in hand. Lisa met him, her voice tight, and Ethan clutched Max, whispering, "Don't let them take you." The man approached, eyeing Max. "This him? Limping, no collar. Stray, huh?" "Yeah," Lisa said, avoiding Ethan's gaze. "Take him, please." "No!" Ethan shouted, stepping between them. "He's mine. Dad sent him." He held up the note, the man frowning as he read. "Kid, we gotta check him. Lost pet protocol," the man said, reaching for Max. The dog growled, low and protective, pressing against Ethan, and the man paused. "Easy, won't hurt him. Vet'll look at that leg." Lisa nodded, firm. "Do it, Ethan, let go." Tears stung his eyes, but he stepped back, Max whining as the man leashed him. The van door shut, Max's bark fading, and Ethan ran inside, slamming his door, the knot in his chest a scream. Lisa knocked later, her voice soft. "Ethan, I'm sorry. We can't handle this. Your dad's mess shouldn't be ours." "He's not a mess," Ethan said, muffled into his pillow. "He's Max, part of us." Lisa sighed, leaving, and Ethan clutched the note, vowing to get him back. Night fell, the house silent. Ethan crept out, finding Lisa asleep, and dialed the shelter. A woman answering. "Max, the German Shepherd. You took today. Can I visit?" "Tomorrow, 10 a.m., she said. "Vet's checking him. Limp's old, needs care." "You claiming him?" "Yes," Ethan said, heart lifting. "He's mine." He hung up, the note a promise, and slept fitfully, Max's face in his dreams. Morning brought a pale sun, Ethan begging Lisa for a ride. She relented, driving in silence. The shelter, a squat building on the town's edge. Inside, Max barked, limping to the glass, his tail wagging. Ethan pressed against it, tears falling, and the woman, Jill, smiled. "Vet says he's stable. Scarred leg, no chip. You got proof?" Ethan showed the note, Jill frowning. "Odd, could be. Owner's claim needs ID, a fee. $50 for care." "I'll get it," Ethan said, desperate. Lisa sighed, pulling cash. "One chance, Ethan. Papers, shots, then he's yours. But this ends Tom's hold." At home, Max settled, Mia cheering. "Hero's back!" Ethan hugged him, the note safe, knowing the secret tied to Max, his dad's last gift, would test them all. The Oregon afternoon sun filtered through the kitchen window, casting a warm glow over the scratched table where Ethan sat. Max sprawled at his feet. The German Shepherd's tail thumped softly against the linoleum, his amber eyes following Ethan's every move as he pored over the crumpled note. "Keep him safe, he knows." The words were a riddle, Tom's handwriting a ghost that haunted the quiet house. Max was back, papers signed, shots given, but the $50 fee and Lisa's reluctant nod had bought only a fragile truce. The secret Max carried loomed larger now, a shadow Ethan couldn't ignore. Mia burst in, her pigtails bouncing, clutching a crayon drawing of Max with a cape. "Hero's home," she chirped, sliding it onto the table. Ethan managed a smile, ruffling her hair, but his mind was elsewhere. On Tom, the note, the limp Max bore like a badge of survival. Lisa entered, her diner apron still tied, exhaustion etched into her face. She paused, eyeing Max, then Ethan. "He's settled," she said, voice tight. "But this isn't a fix, Ethan. Your dad's gone. Max doesn't change that." "It's not about fixing," Ethan said, clutching the note. "It's about why he sent him. This means something, Mom. Dad's not just gone. He's hiding." Lisa's jaw tightened, her hands clenching. "Don't start, Ethan. Tom left us. Debts, fights, a mess. If he sent that dog, it's another burden, not a gift." She turned to the sink, scrubbing dishes with force, and Ethan felt the rift widen, Max whining softly beside him. After dinner, macaroni, Mia's favorite, Ethan took Max to the backyard, the forest edge a dark line beyond the fence. The dog limped, sniffing the grass, and Ethan sat, stroking his fur. "What do you know, Max?" he murmured. The dog's ears perked, and he pressed closer, a warmth against the chill. Ethan pulled out the note again, studying it. He knows. A clue, maybe to Tom's whereabouts, or the secret that had shattered their family. The limp, the burrs. Max had traveled, endured. Had Tom been with him, then lost him? A memory surfaced. Tom teaching Ethan to track with their old hound years ago, before the arguments. "Watch the signs, son. Dogs remember," he'd said. Ethan's chest tightened. Max was a sign, a memory Tom had sent back. He needed to follow it, but how? School the next day was a blur, the whispers sharper. "Carter's got a stray now. Mom can't handle him." But Max waited at the forest path after, tail wagging, and Ethan felt a surge of purpose. He let the dog lead, Max limping toward the woods, nose to the ground. They ventured deeper, pine needles crunching, until Max stopped by a hollow log, digging with a low whine. Ethan knelt, brushing dirt aside, and found a small metal box, rusted, locked, hidden beneath roots. "What's this?" he whispered, pocketing it, Max's tail thumping. They returned home, Ethan's heart racing, the box a weight in his backpack. Lisa was at the diner, Mia at a friend's, and he locked his room, prying the box with a screwdriver. It creaked open, revealing a folded paper and a photo. Tom smiling with a younger Max, both in uniform, a search and rescue patch visible. The paper was a letter, Tom's hand again. "Ethan, if you find this, I'm sorry. Max knows where I am. Follow him. Protect him. He's my last hope. The debt's on me. Don't let it touch you. Love, Dad." Ethan's breath caught, tears stinging. Debt, Tom's gambling, the fights with Lisa. And Max knew, trained to lead, maybe to a hideout. The limp, the burrs. Tom had been running, injured, leaving Max behind. Ethan hugged Max, the dog licking his face, a bond sealed in the secret. He hid the box under his bed, vowing to tell Lisa, but her reaction loomed. Anger, more pain. That evening she returned, weary, and Ethan waited till Mia slept. "Mom, I found something," he said, showing the letter. Lisa's face drained, her hands shaking as she read. "No," she whispered. "He's dragging us back. Debt collectors, threats. That's why he left, Ethan. Owed money, bad people. Max was his excuse to run." "But he wants help," Ethan said, desperate. "Max can lead us. Dad's out there." "He abandoned us," Lisa snapped, tears falling. "I fought off those men, sold the truck, worked doubles. Tom's not worth this." She crumpled the letter, tossing it, and Ethan caught it, his voice breaking. "He's my dad," he said. "Max is ours. Don't give up." Lisa turned away, sobbing, and Ethan fled to the porch, Max at his side, the rift deepening. Night fell, the forest dark. Ethan sat with Max, the letter smoothed out. "We'll find him," he whispered, and Max whined, pressing close. A sound, crunching gravel, made him freeze. Headlights swept the yard, a black SUV idling, doors opening. Two men stepped out, tall, rough, one with a scar across his cheek, moving toward the house. Ethan's heart pounded, Max growling low. "Stay," he hissed, creeping inside, grabbing the phone. Lisa emerged, eyes widening. "Who are they?" she whispered. "Dunno," Ethan said, dialing 911. "Debt men, Dad's trouble." The operator answered and he whispered, "Help. 2 men outside. 142 Pine Road. Hurry!" Lisa peeked out, paling. "Lock the doors. Get Mia." Ethan ran upstairs, waking Mia, her sleepy confusion turning to fear as he hustled her to the closet. Max barked fiercely on the porch and a man's voice growled, "Where's the dog? Carter owes us." Lisa joined them, shotgun in hand, Sam's old one, her face set. "Stay here," she told Ethan, descending. He followed, peering from the stairs, Max's barks a shield. The men pounded the door, and Lisa shouted, "Leave! Cops are coming!" "Hand over the mutt," the scarred man snarled, "or we take more." Max lunged, teeth bared, and the door splintered. But sirens wailed, distant, racing closer. The men cursed, retreating to the SUV, tires screeching as they fled. Sheriff Dan Rollins arrived, his cruiser kicking gravel, and Lisa lowered the shotgun, trembling. Ethan ran to Max, hugging him, the dog whining. Dan questioned them, noting the SUV's plates. "Debt collectors likely," he said. "Tom Carter's name's flagged. Gambling debts, bad crowd. You okay?" "Yeah," Lisa said, voice shaky. "Ethan found a letter. Tom sent the dog." Dan frowned, taking the letter. "Follow him, huh? Max might know something. Trained dog, maybe." "I'll check Tom's last knowns, quietly. Keep Max close. He's your warning." At home, Lisa sat with Ethan, Mia asleep upstairs. "I'm sorry," she said, tears falling. "Tom's mess is here. Those men want Max, or worse. We can't run from it." "We won't," Ethan said, fierce. "Max'll help us. Dad's out there. Needs us." Lisa nodded, hesitant, and Max pressed against them, a bond forged in the night's danger. The secret a path they'd walk together. The Oregon night clung to the Carter house, the air thick with the scent of pine and the lingering tension of the men's retreat. Ethan sat on the living room floor, Max pressed against his side, the German shepherd's warmth a steady anchor after the SUV's screeching escape. The shotgun rested across Lisa's lap as she stared at the crumpled letter. "Keep him safe, he knows," her hands trembling despite the fading adrenaline. Mia slept upstairs, tucked in the closet with her doll, her small snores a fragile reminder of what they were protecting. Sheriff Dan Rollins had left an hour ago, his promise to track Tom's trail a thin thread of hope. But the scarred man's threat, "or we take more," echoed in Ethan's mind. Ethan stroked Max's fur, the dog's limp leg resting heavy, his amber eyes watchful. "They want you," he whispered, voice low. "Why, boy? What's Dad hiding?" Max whined, nudging his hand, and Ethan's chest tightened. The metal box under his bed, the photo of Tom and Max in uniform, search and rescue days before the debts, hinted at a past Max carried. The men weren't just after a dog, they sought something Tom had left behind, and Max was the key. Lisa broke this silence, her voice hoarse. "Ethan, those men, debt collectors," Dan said. "Tom owed thousands, ran from loan sharks. If they think Max knows where he is..." She trailed off, rubbing her temples. "We should have let the shelter take him." "No," Ethan said, fierce. "Dad sent him to us, me. He's family, Mom. We can't give up." Lisa's eyes met his, a storm of grief and resolve, and she sighed, setting the shotgun aside. "Family or not, this is dangerous," she said. Dan's checking Tom's last address, Portland, months ago. But if those men come back... She glanced at Max, softening. He's brave, I'll give him that. He saved us, Ethan said, patting Max. Growled him off. The dog thumped his tail, and Lisa managed a faint smile, the rift between them narrowing. Morning dawned gray, mist curling through the pines. Ethan fed Max scraps, the dog eating with eager care, and Mia emerged, hugging him. Hero scared the bad guys, she chirped, and Ethan nodded, his resolve hardening. Lisa called the diner, taking a sick day, her voice tight as she explained to her boss. We need to figure this out, she said, joining them. Dan's coming at 10. Bring that box. Ethan retrieved the metal box, its rusted edges cold, and they sat at the table, Max at their feet. He opened it, showing the photo and letter. Lisa studied the uniform patch. Oregon Search and Rescue, her breath catching. Tom trained dogs before the gambling. Max was his best, retired after an injury. That limp... She trailed off, tracing the photo. He sent Max back, Ethan said. The letter says follow him. Max knows where. Lisa frowned. Trained or not, he's hurt. And those men, they'll kill for this. That's one thing, but if Tom took something... She paused, eyes narrowing. Money maybe, stolen to pay them off. Ethan's mind raced. Then we find Dad. Give it back. End it. Lisa shook her head, but the doorbell rang. Dan, his uniform creased, a notepad in hand. Morning, he said, stepping in. SUV's plates are fake. Loan sharks likely. Tom's last address was a flop house in Portland. Cleared out, but neighbors saw a man with a dog limping weeks ago. Matches Max. He eyed the box and Ethan handed over the letter. Dan read it, whistling. He knows. Trained response, maybe. Search dogs can lead to caches, people. Tom could have hidden something. Cache, records. Or himself, Ethan said, hopeful. Dan nodded, cautious. Possible. Max might track, old instinct. But those men, scarred guys got a rap sheet, assault, extortion. They're desperate. Keep him close. He glanced at Max, who thumped his tail. Good dog, saved your hides. After Dan left, Lisa paced, the letter in hand. We can't risk this, Ethan. If Max leads us to Tom and those men follow, we have to try, Ethan said, fierce. Dad's out there, needs us. Max'll protect us. Lisa's eyes softened, then hardened. Fine, she said. But we're smart. Dan's help, not alone. Tomorrow we test Max. Short trail, see if he remembers. Ethan hugged her, Max barking, and Mia cheered. Adventure! That night, Ethan dreamed of Tom, laughing, training Max, then running, a shadow chasing. He woke to Max's growl, low and urgent, and peered out, headlights, distant, moving slow. He shook Lisa, whispering, They're back. She grabbed the shotgun, and they huddled by the window. The SUV idled at the forest edge, lights off, two figures stepping out, the scarred man and another, bulkier, both armed. Max's growl deepened, and Lisa dialed Dan, her voice a hiss. They're here, again, 142 Pine. 5 minutes, Dan barked. Lock up, shotgun ready. The line cut, and Lisa cocked the gun, Ethan clutching Max. The men approached, the scarred one calling, Carter, hand over the dog, last warning. No! Ethan shouted, Max lunging at the door, barking fiercely. The men paused, then advanced, and Lisa fired a warning shot, blasting the porch rail. Splinters flew and the men ducked, cursing, but didn't retreat. Sirens wailed, closer, and they bolted, SUV roaring off as Dan's cruiser screeched in. Dan stormed up, gun drawn, assessing the damage. Missed him. Damn close. You okay? Yeah, Lisa said, lowering the shotgun. They want Max, Tom's trail. Dan nodded, eyeing Max. He's your shield, trained for this. I'll stake out tonight. FBI's on it, loan shark ties. Test him tomorrow, but careful. He left, promising patrols, and Lisa sank onto the couch, Ethan and Max beside her. We're in deep, she said, voice shaky. But you're right. Tom's out there. Max will lead us. Ethan hugged her, Max thumping his tail, a pact forged in the night's danger. The secret, a path they'd navigate together. Morning brought a pale sun, the forest quiet. Lisa called off work and they prepared. Leash, water, the letter. Dan arrived, a deputy with him, and they gathered in the yard. Short test, Dan said. Max, seek, find Tom. He held the photo and Max sniffed, ears perking, then limped toward the forest, nose to the ground. Ethan followed, heart pounding, Lisa and Dan behind. Max led them deep, past the hollowed log to a creek bed, then stopped, whining at a mossy rock. Ethan brushed it aside, finding a carved T, Tom's mark, and a small bag, sealed, heavy with something. Cash? Lisa whispered, opening it. Bills, thousands, and a note. For you, run if they find me. T. Dan whistled. Payoff. Stolen, maybe. Explains the sharks. Ethan's hope crashed. Dad a thief, but Max pressed close, a steadying force. The secret was money, danger, and Tom's plea to protect it, or him. We can't keep this, Lisa said, pale, but Max knows more, keeps going. Tomorrow, Dan said. Safer trail, my team. Your targets now. They returned, the bag hidden. Max's limp a reminder of the cost, the family bound tighter by the secret they'd uncover. The Oregon dawn broke with thin gray light, the forest beyond the Carter house shrouded in mist, its silence heavy with the weight of the previous night's discovery. Ethan sat at the kitchen table, the small bag of cash, thousands in crumpled bills, resting beside the carved T-rock, a silent testament to Tom's desperation. Max lay at his feet, his limp legs stretched out, amber eyes alert despite the exhaustion etched into his matted fur. Lisa paced, her diner apron discarded, the shotgun propped nearby, her face a mix of fear and resolve. Mia slept upstairs, unaware of the danger creeping closer, the loan shark's threats a shadow over their fragile home. Ethan traced the note. For you, run if they find me. T, his fingers lingering on his dad's handwriting. The money stolen or earned through some dark deal. Explained the men, the SUV, the scarred face demanding Max. But it also meant Tom was alive somewhere, leaving clues for Max to follow. Ethan's hope warred with betrayal. Dad a thief? Yet Max's steady presence anchored him. He wants us to find him, Ethan said, breaking the silence. This is his way. Lisa stopped pacing, her eyes narrowing. or his way to drag us into his mess. That cash. Loan sharks want it, Ethan. We give it back. They might leave, but Tom? She trailed off, rubbing her temples. If he's alive, he's hiding for a reason. He needs us, Ethan insisted, clutching the note. Max knows, trained to find him. We can't stop now. Lisa sighed, her resolve cracking, and sat, the shotgun's weight a reminder of their vulnerability. Sheriff Dan Rollins arrived at 9, his deputy trailing, both with grim faces. FBI's in, Dan said, eyeing the bag. Loan sharks tied to a Portland ring, extortion, muscle. That cash matches a heist report. $10,000 gone from a pawn shop Tom frequented. They think he stashed more, used Max to lead to it. He picked up the bag, sealing it. I'll log this. Evidence. But Max, he's your edge. Test him today, my team's ready. Lisa nodded, hesitant. Safe trail. Those men were close last night. Patrol's up, Dan said. We'll shadow you. FBI's tracking the SUV. Max leads. We follow. But Ethan, this is dangerous. Your call. Ethan met his mom's eyes, fierce. We go, he said. Max will find Dad. Lisa squeezed his shoulder and Dan assigned the deputy to guard the house, Mia staying with a neighbor. They prepared, leash, water, the photo of Tom and Max, gathering in the yard. Dan held the photo, commanding, Max, seek, find Tom. The German shepherd sniffed, ears perking, then limped toward the forest, nose to the ground. Ethan followed, Lisa and Dan behind, the mist swallowing their steps. Max led them deeper, past the creek bed, along a deer trail winding uphill. His limp slowed them, but his focus was unyielding, sniffing moss, roots, a faint scent Ethan couldn't catch. After an hour, he stopped at a cave mouth, overgrown with vines, whining low. Ethan knelt, brushing vines aside, finding another T carved into the rock, fresher, recent. He's been here, he whispered, heart pounding. Dan shone a flashlight inside, revealing a shallow cave. Blankets, a canteen, a torn jacket with a search and rescue patch. Tom's, he said, bagging it. Hiding spot, maybe injured. Max pawed the ground, unearthing a small pouch, more cash, $2,000, and a map, hand-drawn, marking a cabin north with T scrawled at its edge. Lisa paled, clutching the map. He's running, leaving breadcrumbs. This cash, part of the heist? Likely, Dan said. FBI'll trace it. Cabin's remote, could be his base or a trap. We'll scout tomorrow, armed. Keep this quiet. Sharks will kill for it. They returned, the pouch secured, Max limping proudly. At home, Lisa locked the doors, the shotgun ready, and Ethan sat with Max, the map spread out. You did it, boy, he said, hugging him. Dad's close. Max licked his face, a bond deepening, but Lisa's face was grim. Close means danger, she said. Those men, scarred guys, smart. They'll watch, wait. We need a plan. That night, Ethan dreamed of Tom, limping, bloody, whispering, protect Max, waking to Max's growl, low and urgent. He peered out. Headlights, the SUV idling at the forest edge. Mom, he hissed, and Lisa grabbed the shotgun, dialing Dan. They're back, same spot. 2 minutes, Dan barked. Hold them off. The men approached, the scarred one shouting, Carter, we know you found it. Hand over the dog and cash. No, Ethan yelled, Max barking fiercely at the window. Lisa fired a warning shot, blasting a tree, and the men ducked, but the bulkier one raised a gun. Bullets pinged the siding, and Ethan ducked, heart hammering. Max's growl a shield. Sirens screamed. Dan's cruiser. FBI vans, and the men fled, SUV roaring off as agents swarmed. Dan burst in, gun drawn, assessing the damage. Hit the house. Damn close. You okay? Shaken, Lisa said, lowering the shotgun. They want the cash, Max. Tom's trail. FBI's got prints, Dan said. Scarred guys Tony Russo. Enforcer wanted. Cabin's next. Tomorrow, full team. Keep Max inside. He's their target. He left, promising guards, and Lisa sank, Ethan and Max beside her. We can't keep running, she said, voice breaking. That money, Tom's blood money, we give it, they might stop. No, Ethan said, fierce. It's Dad's. His way to fix this. Max will lead us to him, end it. Lisa nodded, tears falling, and Max pressed close, a pact forged in the night's fire, the secret a path they'd fight for. Morning brought a cold sun, the forest quiet. Dan arrived with FBI agents, armed, mapping the cabin route, 3 hours north, rugged terrain. Max leads, Dan said. We secure. Ethan, Lisa, stay back unless safe. They agreed, packing water, the map, Max leashed. The journey began, Max limping but determined, nose to the ground. They crossed streams, hills, the agents fanning out. After 2 hours, Max stopped at a ridge, whining at a cabin below, wooden, isolated, smoke curling from its chimney. There, Dan whispered, signaling agents. They crept down, guns ready, and Ethan watched, heart pounding, Max at his side. A shout, agents storming in, then silence. Dan returned, face grim. Empty, recent, blood on the floor, Tom's jacket. He was here, hurt, sharks got close. Ethan's hope crashed, but Max pawed the ground, unearthing a note. North Ridge, hurry, T. A new lead, a new danger, and Max's limp a reminder of the cost, the family bound by the secret they chase. The Oregon Ridge stretched under a sky bruised with clouds, the cabin below a silent scar in the wilderness. Ethan knelt beside Max, the German shepherd's nose pressed to the latest note. North Ridge, hurry, T. His amber eyes glinting with a focus that belied his limping gait. The blood-streaked floor inside the cabin haunted Ethan's thoughts. A grim sign of Tom's struggle, and the crumpled $2,000 pouch in an FBI agent's bag weighed heavy with the cost of his father's choices. Lisa stood nearby, her face pale, the shotgun slung over her shoulder, while Sheriff Dan Rollins conferred with the FBI team, their radios crackling with urgency. Ethan stroked Max's fur, the dog's warmth a tether to hope. You're close, boy, he whispered. Dad's waiting. Max whined, nudging the note, and Ethan's chest tightened. The loan sharks, Tony Russo and his bulkier partner, were out there, tracking the cash, the trail, Max himself. The scarred man's bullets had grazed their home, and this new lead north felt like a race against time. Dan approached, his notepad scribbled with coordinates. FBI's got a chopper prepping. North Ridge is 10 miles, rugged. Max can lead, but we move fast. Sharks hit the cabin after Tom likely wounded him. Blood's fresh, hours old. He glanced at Lisa. You sure about this? It's deep country. Dangerous. Lisa nodded, her voice steady despite the tremor in her hands. We can't leave him. Ethan's right. Tom sent Max for a reason. We finish it. Ethan met her eyes, a silent pact, in Dan's side, assigning agents to flank them. They set out, Max leashed but leading, his limp slowing their pace through dense pines and rocky inclines. Ethan carried water, Lisa the shotgun, the FBI team fanning out with rifles. The air grew colder, the ridge looming, and Max's focus sharpened, sniffing a faint trail. Blood, sweat, Tom's scent. After 3 hours, he stopped at a cave mouth, overgrown with thorns, whining urgently. Ethan brushed them aside, finding another T carved into the stone, fresher, desperate. Inside, Dan whispered, signaling agents. They entered, flashlights cutting the dark, and Ethan followed, Max pressing close. The cave was shallow, blankets stained with blood, a makeshift bandage, a faint groan. Tom! Ethan shouted, spotting a figure slumped against the wall, his dad pale, a gash on his leg, eyes fluttering open. Ethan! Tom rasped, voice weak. Max, you found me. The dog lunged, licking Tom's face, and Ethan knelt, tears falling. Lisa froze, shotgun lowering, her face a mix of relief and rage. You're alive, she said, voice breaking. After all this, dead, danger, you left us for this? Tom winced, clutching his leg, and an agent radioed for medics. I had to, Tom said, gasping. Sharks, Russo wanted the cash. I took it, hid it, ran. Max was my backup, trained him to lead you if I failed. He pointed to a crevice and Ethan pulled out a duffel. $8,000, more heist money, and a ledger with names, dates, loan shark transactions. Dan took it, eyes widening. Evidence, big bust. You stole from them, Tom, but this nails them. He radioed the chopper, medics inbound, and Lisa stepped closer, furious. You risked our kids for this? She snapped. Ethan found your notes, faced guns, because of you. I'm sorry, Tom said, tears mixing with blood. I lost control. Gambling, debts, stole to pay, but they hunted me. Max was my last shot. Get you the money, keep you safe. Ethan hugged him, Max whining, and Lisa turned away, sobbing. Medics arrived, airlifting Tom to a hospital, his leg critical but stable. Dan secured the cave, the FBI taking the duffel and ledger. He'll face charges, Dan said. Theft, but this busts the ring. Russo's done. You're clear mostly. Keep Max, he earned it. At home, Lisa was silent, Mia hugging Max, unaware of the depth. Ethan sat with him, the dog's limp a badge of loyalty. You saved Dad, he whispered, and Max thumped his tail, a bond unbreakable. But Lisa's anger lingered, the family fractured by Tom's truth. Days passed, Tom stable but jailed, awaiting trial. Ethan visited, Max at his side, the dog's presence softening Tom's guilt. I'm sorry, son, Tom said, voice weak. Max was my heart, kept him for you. The money's yours now. FBI seizing most, but some's clean. Fix the house. Ethan nodded, torn. Why'd you run? Shame, Tom admitted. Couldn't face you. Failed as a dad. Max was my redemption. Ethan hugged him, tears falling, and left. The secret laid bare. Love, failure, a dog's courage. At home, Lisa thawed, cooking dinner. Roast, a rare treat. Tom's paying, she said. House repairs, Mia's school. But he stays locked. Our safety. Ethan agreed. Max sprawled beside them, Mia feeding him scraps. That night, headlights, SUV back. Ethan tensed, Max growling, and Lisa grabbed the shotgun. Dan's cruiser followed, and agents dragged out Russo, cuffed, snarling. Got him, Dan said. Ledger let us. Bus complete. You're safe. Relief flooded, but a letter arrived. Tom's handwriting. Ethan, Max is yours. Train him, love him. I'm proud. T. Ethan smiled, framing it. Max thumping his tail. The family healed. The secret a scar. Max their bridge to a future forged in his loyalty. The Oregon spring unfurled across the Carter property, wildflowers dotting the yard where Max romped with Mia, his limp less pronounced now after vet care funded by the recovered cash. The house, once sagging with neglect, buzzed with life. New paint on the walls, a repaired roof, all thanks to the portion of Tom's money deemed clean by the FBI. Ethan watched from the porch, the framed letter from Tom. Ethan, Max is yours. Train him, love him. I'm proud. T. Hanging inside, a bittersweet reminder of the journey. Lisa moved through the kitchen, humming as she baked bread, her face softer since Tom's arrest, though the scars of his betrayal lingered. Max's bark broke Ethan's reverie, and he grinned as the German shepherd bounded up, Mia clinging to his back, giggling. Hero's strong, she chirped, and Ethan ruffled her hair, the knot in his chest easing. Tom was in jail awaiting trial for theft, his ledger helping the FBI dismantle the loan shark ring. Tony Russo was locked up, the SUV impounded, and the family was safe, or so it seemed. Yet the secret Max carried, Tom's love, his failure, had reshaped them, binding Ethan, Lisa, and Mia tighter, with Max as their heart. Lisa stepped out, bread cooling, and sat beside Ethan. House feels alive again, she said, her voice warm. Tom's money helped, but Max, he brought us back. Ethan nodded, stroking Max's fur as the dog settled. He's Dad's gift, Ethan said. Even with the mess, he wanted us to have him. Lisa's eyes softened, then shadowed. Mess is right, she said. Trial's next month. Tom will plea, get years. I'm testifying. Truth's gotta come out. But you're handling it, stronger than I thought. Ethan managed a smile, the pride in her words a balm, though Tom's absence still stung. School shifted too. Whispers faded, replaced by nods as kids admired Max, who waited daily at the forest path. Ethan trained him, using old search and rescue tricks from Tom's lessons. Sit, stay, seek. Max's focus sharp despite his past. It felt like honoring Tom, mending the break, and Ethan clung to it. One afternoon, a letter arrived, official, stamped with the county seal. Lisa opened it, her face paling. Foreclosure notice, she said, voice trembling. Bank claims missed payments. Tom's debts. They're seizing the house unless we pay $5,000 by month's end. Ethan's stomach dropped, Max whining at his feet. But the money, Ethan started, and Lisa shook her head. FBI took most. Legal fees, restitution. We've got $1,000 left. I can't cover it. Diner's not enough. She sank onto the couch, hands covering her face, and Ethan felt the old rift reopen, Tom's shadow reaching even from jail. We'll fix it, he said, fierce. Max and me will find a way. Lisa looked up, skeptical, but nodded, a flicker of hope. That night, Ethan researched yard work, pet sitting, but $4,000 was a mountain. Max pressed close and an idea sparked. You're a hero, he whispered. Maybe you can help. He remembered Dan's words, Max's training, and decided to offer search services, leveraging the dog's skills. He posted flyers at school and the diner. Lost something, Max finds it. $20/search. Call Ethan. Responses trickled in. Mrs. Holloway, a neighbor, lost her cat. Old man Jenkins, a ring. Ethan and Max worked tirelessly, Max's nose unerring despite his limp. They found the cat in a shed, the ring under a porch, earning $60 in 2 days. Mia joined, cheering Max, and Lisa's pride grew, though the deadline loomed. A week in, a big job came. Mr. Larson, a farmer, lost a calf in the hills. $200 if you find it, he said, and Ethan's heart leaped. They trekked with Max, who sniffed the wind, leading them through brambles to a gully where the calf bleated, tangled in vines. Ethan freed it, Larson beaming, and handed over the cash. Good dog, he said, patting Max. Ethan grinned. $260 total, but $4,740 to go. At home, Lisa hugged him. You're amazing, she said, but it's not enough. Bank's strict. Ethan's resolve hardened, and that night he dreamed of Tom, smiling, training Max, whispering, keep going. Morning brought a call. Dan. Ethan, got a lead. Tom's trial stirring. Someone's asking about Max. Anonymous. Fishy. Keep him close. Ethan tensed, Max growling at the phone, and told Lisa. Her face darkened. Tom's mess again, she said. Those sharks, or worse. We can't lose Max. They locked doors, Max inside, and Ethan guarded him. The foreclosure deadline a ticking clock. Days blurred, more searches, $320 more. Total $580. Mia sold lemonade, adding $10, and Lisa dipped into savings, $900. Still short, Ethan pushed harder, Max limping but determined, then a breakthrough. Mrs. Carter, a rich widow, lost a necklace worth $1,000 reward. Max can find it, Ethan said, and they searched her estate, Max leading to a garden pond where it glinted, mud-caked. She paid, tears in her eyes, $1,000, and Ethan hugged Max, $1,580 now. 2 weeks left, $3,420 to go. Ethan posted online a video of Max finding the necklace titled, Hero Dog Saves the Day. It went viral. Views, shares, drawing a call from a TV producer. Feature Max, $2,000 for a segment, he said. Ethan agreed, filming with Mia. Max Shining aired locally. Donations poured in, $1,200 from viewers, and Ethan cried, $3,780 total. The final week, Ethan mowed lawns, Max resting, earning $220 more. With Lisa's $1,000, they hit $5,000, racing to the bank. The clerk processed it, foreclosure lifted, and Lisa hugged Ethan, Max barking. "We did it," she whispered, tears falling. That night, a car idled outside, unmarked, suspicious. Max growled, and Ethan called Dan. "Check it," he said, and Dan arrived, finding a tracker under their porch. Lone Shark remnants, Russo's crew. "They're watching," Dan said. "FBI's on it. Max's fame drew them. Move him inside." Safe, the family celebrated. Bread, laughter, Max sprawled. Ethan framed the viral video still beside Tom's letter, a new legacy. The secret had nearly broken them, but Max's courage, Ethan's grit, and Lisa's love rebuilt it. A family stronger than the past. The Oregon summer sun blazed over the Carter property, the yard alive with the hum of bees and the rustle of new grass. A stark contrast to the tension that had gripped the house weeks ago. Ethan lounged on the porch, Max sprawled beside him, the German Shepherd's black and tan coat gleaming after a recent grooming, his limp barely noticeable with the vet's care. The framed viral video still and Tom's letter hung inside, symbols of their triumph over foreclosure and the loan shark's lingering threat. Mia darted around with a butterfly net, her laughter a melody, while Lisa tended a garden. Tomatoes, her first since Tom's departure, her face softened by the peace they'd fought for. Ethan scrolled his phone. The hero dog saves the day. Video nearing 100,000 views. Comments praising Max's courage. The $2,000 from the TV segment, plus donations, had saved their home and Ethan's search business. Now $800 in the bank promised stability. Yet the tracker Dan found under the porch gnawed at him, a reminder that Russo's crew, though jailed, might have allies. Dan's patrols had eased, but the anonymous calls about Max kept Lisa on edge, the shotguns still within reach. "Ethan, help with the stakes," Lisa called, and he joined her, Max trotting along. They worked in rhythm, Max sniffing the soil, and Lisa smiled. "Feels like us again," she said. "You, Mia, Max. Tom's mess is fading." Ethan nodded, but the secret, Tom's love tangled with his failure, lingered, a quiet ache. That evening, a letter arrived. Handwritten, no return address. Lisa opened it, her face paling. "It's from Tom," she said, voice shaky. "Trial's set. He pleads guilty. 5 years minimum. Wants to see you, Ethan, before sentencing." She handed it over and Ethan read, "Son, I'm sorry. Max was my last good act. See me, please, T." His chest tightened. Pride in Max, pain in Tom's regret. "Can I?" he asked, and Lisa sighed, nodding. "With Dan, safe, but don't expect miracles." They arranged it, Dan driving Ethan and Max to the county jail the next day, Mia staying with a friend. The jail was stark, concrete, and steel. Tom behind glass, thinner, his legs scarred from the cave. Max whined, pressing against the partition, and Tom's eyes watered. "Good boy," he said, voice rough. "Ethan, you grew stronger than me." "Why'd you do it?" Ethan asked, fierce. "The money? The sharks? Us?" Tom's face crumpled. "Gambling took me. Lost our savings. Borrowed from Russo. Stole to pay, but they wanted more. Ran to protect you. Hid cash. Trained Max to lead if I failed. Failed anyway." He paused, meeting Ethan's gaze. You fixed it. Proudest I've been. Ethan nodded, tears falling. Max saved us, your gift. But you hurt us. I know, Tom said. 5 years. I'll serve, make amends. Keep Max, train him. He's your legacy. They talked, Max thumping his tail, and Ethan left, lighter but conflicted. Tom's love a complex thread. At home, Lisa hugged him. Closure, she asked, and Ethan shrugged. Maybe he's sorry. She nodded and they ate dinner. Roast, a celebration. Max sprawled, Mia feeding him scraps. Days later, a new challenge emerged. Ethan found Max limping worse, a fresh cut on his pad. Vet said overwork, Ethan told Lisa, guilt gnawing. Search jobs, too much, Lisa frowned. He's healed, but not invincible. Ease up, family first. Ethan agreed, cutting jobs, focusing on training. Obedience, play, Max's spirit lifting. Then a call, Mrs. Carter, the widow. My grandson's lost in the hills. Hikers saw him near the ridge. Max can find him? Ethan hesitated, Max's pad bandaged, but the boy, 8, scared, spurred him. We'll try, he said, and Lisa drove, Dan joining with a deputy. At the ridge, Max sniffed a jacket, limping but determined, leading through brambles. Ethan carried him over rough spots, the dog's nose guiding them. After an hour, Max barked, finding the boy, curled, crying, unharmed. Ethan comforted him, deputies radioing rescue, and Mrs. Carter wept, offering $500. Take it, she insisted, and Ethan accepted, Max's tail wagging despite the strain. At home, the vet checked Max, pad healing, rest needed. He's tough, the vet said, but limit him, loves his fuel. Ethan nodded, vowing care, and Lisa hugged Max. Our hero, she said, and Mia cheered. That night, headlights, unmarked car, idling. Max growled, and Ethan called Dan. Again, Dan said, arriving to find a note taped to the porch. Max knows more. Last chance. R. Russo's ally, maybe, fishing for Tom's trail. Dan took it, grim. FBI's on it. Trace the car. Lock up. Safe inside, Lisa paced. They won't stop. Tom's name. Max's fame. We need to end this. Ethan agreed, an idea forming. Expose them. Video online. Max's story, the truth, shame them off. Lisa hesitated, then nodded. With Dan, safe. They filmed, Ethan, Mia, Max, Lisa recounting the journey, the threats, the rescue, titled Max's Fight, A Family's Truth. Dan vetted it, and Ethan posted, the video exploding. 500,000 views in a day. Comments rallying support. Pressure mounted. FBI raided a suspect's hideout. Finding Russo's contacts, arrest pending. The car vanished. Notes ceased, and Dan called. You did it. Publicity scared him. Max is safe. Relief flooded, and the family celebrated. Bread, laughter. Max sprawled. Ethan trained Max lightly, the dog thriving, and the search business grew. $1,200 saved. The house hummed, Tom's trial nearing, his plea a quiet end. The secret had tested them, but Max's love, Ethan's grit, and Lisa's strength rebuilt it. A family forged anew. The Oregon autumn painted the Carter property in shades of amber and rust, the air crisp with the scent of falling leaves. Ethan stood on the porch, Max at his side, the German shepherd's black and tan coat brushed to a shine, his limp a faint memory after months of rest and care. The yard buzzed with life, Mia raking leaves into piles, giggling as Max leaped through them, and Lisa hauling a basket of apples from their new orchard, a project born from the $1,200 saved from Ethan's search business. The house, now sturdy with repaired walls and a fresh coat of blue paint, stood as a testament to their resilience. The framed Max's Fight, a family's truth video still, and Tom's letter, a quiet anchor inside. The viral video had worked. FBI arrests silenced the last of Russo's allies. The anonymous notes stopped, and Dan's patrols eased to occasional checks. Ethan's phone buzzed with search requests. The business steady at $1,500. Enough for Mia's school supplies and a winter fund. Lisa hummed as she worked. Her diner shifts lighter now, the family's rhythm restored. Yet Tom's trial loomed, a final thread of the secret that had nearly undone them. And Ethan felt its pull. One evening, a letter arrived. Tom's handwriting, postmarked from the jail. Lisa opened it, her face softening as she read aloud. Lisa, Ethan, Mia, trials tomorrow. I plead guilty, 5 years. The money helped you. I'm glad. Ethan, train Max. Make him a legend. Mia, keep laughing. Lisa, forgive if you can. Love, Tom. Ethan's chest tightened, pride in Max warring with the ache of Tom's absence. Lisa wiped a tear, nodding. Closure, she said. He's paying. Let's go. Support him. They drove to the courthouse, Max staying with Dan, the dog's presence too public now. The room was small, Tom in orange, thinner, his legs scarred. He pleaded guilty theft, evading. Judge sentencing 5 years, parole possible. Tom met Ethan's eyes, a nod of gratitude, and Lisa squeezed Ethan's hand, her forgiveness a silent gift. They left, the secret laid to rest. Tom's love a complex legacy. At home they celebrated. Apple pie, Mia's idea, and Ethan trained Max, teaching advanced Sikhs, the dog thriving. The business grew, $2,000 saved, and a local shelter offered a partnership. Max is a rescue trainer. Ethan agreed, proud, and Lisa smiled. He's your path, she said. Tom's right. Make him a legend. Weeks later, a challenge arose. A hiker lost in a storm sparked a countywide search, and Ethan volunteered Max. Lisa hesitated, his pad, his age, but Ethan insisted. He's ready, he said, and they joined Dan's team. Max leashed, nose keen despite the rain. They trekked the ridge, Max leading through mud, his limp flaring but ignored. After hours he barked, finding the hiker, hypothermic, alive, and Ethan carried him out, Max limping proudly. The county praised them, offering $500, and the shelter deal solidified. Max a hero again. At home, the vet checked Max, pads strained, rest needed. He's strong, she said, but ease him, loves his limit. Ethan nodded, vowing care, and Lisa hugged Max. Our legend, she said, Mia cheering. The family grew, new friends, community events, and Ethan planned a dog training camp. Max the star. One night, a call, Dan. Tom's up for parole review, early, good behavior, Once Max trained for prison dogs, redemption. Ethan tensed, Max growling softly, and told Lisa. She frowned. He's ours. Earned peace. But if it helps him, maybe. Ethan agreed, conflicted, and visited Tom, Max in tow. Tom's face lit up, petting Max. He's perfect, he said. Train him, give others hope. I'll earn this. Ethan nodded, tears falling. For you, Dad, but he's mine. Tom smiled, a father's pride, and Ethan left, the secret a bridge, not a break. At home, Ethan trained Max, obedience, calm, preparing him for prison work, the camp growing. The family thrived, Tom's parole pending, his love redeemed through Max. The secret had tested them, but their bond, Max's courage, and Ethan's strength rebuilt it. A legacy of love and resilience. The Oregon winter draped the Carter property in a soft blanket of snow. The first in years, transforming the yard into a glistening playground. Ethan stood on the porch, breath fogging in the crisp air, watching Max bound through the drifts with Mia, the German shepherd's black and tan coat dusted white, his limp a faint echo of the past. The house glowed with warmth, new windows, a sturdy chimney, all funded by the $2,500 saved from Ethan's search business and the county reward. Inside, Lisa baked cinnamon rolls, the scent wafting out, her laughter mingling with Mia's as they planned a snowman. The framed Max's fight, a family's truth video still, and Tom's letters hung proudly, a testament to the secret that had tested them and the love that rebuilt them. Ethan's phone buzzed. $3,000 in the business account. The dog training camp thriving with Max as its star. The shelter partnership had grown. Max training rescue dogs for local teams. His fame a quiet legend. The viral video hit 1 million views, donations trickling in, and Ethan felt the weight of Tom's pride. Make him a legend, lifting him. Yet Tom's parole review loomed, a final thread to tie, and Ethan's heart held both hope and hesitation. Lisa stepped out, rolls in hand, and handed him one. Tom's hearings tomorrow, she said, her voice steady. You going? Ethan nodded, petting Max as the dog shook snow off, tail wagging. With Max, Dad needs to see him. Lisa squeezed his shoulder, her forgiveness for Tom a quiet strength. Closure, she said, for all of us. They drove to the courthouse, Max in the back, Dan escorting. The room was tense, Tom in orange, leaner but brighter, his leg healed. The judge reviewed, 5 years, served 2, good behavior, prison dog training proposed. Tom spoke, voice clear. I failed my family, stole, ran, but my son, my dog, they saved me. I'll train dogs, make amends. Ethan's chest swelled, Max thumping his tail, and the judge granted parole. 3 years supervised, starting with a prison program. Tom met Ethan's eyes, gratitude shining. Thank you, son. Max, too. Keep him, my legacy. They hugged through the glass, Max whining, and Ethan left. Lighter, the secret resolved. Love, failure, redemption. At home, they celebrated. Rolls, hot cocoa, Mia's lopsided snowman with Max's pawprints. Lisa smiled. He's free. Sort of. We're free. Ethan nodded, the camp's first session plan. 10 dogs, Max leading, and Lisa's garden expanding. The family thrived, community events filling their days, Max a local hero. Weeks later, a package arrived. Tom's handwriting, postmarked prison. Inside, a carved wooden Max detailed in a note. Ethan, Mia, Lisa, Max is yours, my heart. Train him, love him. I'll visit when I can. Proud of you, T. Ethan framed it beside the letters, Max nuzzling him, and they laughed, the past a scar, not a wound. Spring came, the camp launched. Ethan, Mia, Max, volunteers. Training dogs for search, therapy, joy. A boy, lost like Ethan once, found hope with a pup, and Ethan saw Tom's legacy, resilience. The business hit $5,000, a college fund, and Lisa quit the diner, joining the camp, her strength blooming. One day Tom visited, parole approved, supervised, thinner, scarred, but smiling. Max leaped, licking him, and Tom hugged Ethan, Mia, Lisa. You did it, he said. Family, stronger than me. Lisa nodded, hesitant but warm. You helped. Max did. They walked the yard, Tom marveling at the orchard, the camp, and Ethan felt closure. Tom's love, flawed, redeemed. That night they sat by the fire, rolls, stories, Max sprawled. Ethan trained a new pup, Max mentoring, and Lisa planned a community fair. The secret had broken them, but Max's courage, Ethan's grit, and Lisa's love rebuilt it. A legacy of bonds unbreakable. Ethan looked at Mia, Max, Lisa, and knew they'd grow, together no matter the seasons. If this story warmed your soul, join us at Pawprints Forever for more tales of loyalty, courage, and the unbreakable bonds between humans and animals. Subscribe now, don't miss our next adventure. Click here to watch more.